Good morning. I think it's still morning. I've been busy getting things ready and had to get my Walmart order in the house too. That was a big one because I shopped for 2 weeks, not one. So, and I took Penelope for a walk, and I still don't feel like I had enough coffee. So, we're going to work on that. Hey, I've seen some early morning videos, and I'm like, what are people thinking? Uh, what part of we know changes are coming that we haven't heard for the last 7 years anyway? We're not stupid, you know, and war could erupt in our country. Or our young men and women may get drafted to fight another country's war. We have a history of doing that. I've always said the USA is the world police. It's not something any of us want. Not when we can't afford an honest living. Wars are expensive, and they're paid by our taxes. So many of the younger generation have little to none in financial schooling. Those classes were removed from our high schools. Sorry, I'm coughing again. I was outside, huh? Hopefully, in the past few years, the younger generation has got a crash course in stretching their budget and being prepared for a crisis. mm. It seems like when I talk, I cough more. Sorry about that. Our nation was founded as a tax free nation in 1773. Remember the Boston Tea Party? So what happened? Well, in 1773, the banks controlled the world. Like it or not, they still do. Understand, with every war, economics go bad. It sticks out that every time a political party weakens, they start a war. It's a way to print more money. Watch what they say and see what they do. The more the gap between parties, the more citizens become divided. Same thing with borders. People choose sides. Look at Bobby Kennedy, a man from a long family history of Democrats, now a Republican. First, I must say, I like the Kennedy family. They cannot be bought. Bobby Kennedy's actions speaks louder than words. The Federal Reserve is a cartel, not an American bank. It was created in 1913. If you don't play their game, they will stomp you out. The Kennedys know this real well. Credit cards and bank loans are two ways the Federal Reserve makes their money. I call it loan sharking. I didn't understand that until I took a college financial class. I studied finance and real estate and helped my husband with his business. And if you do that, you will understand banking systems better. See, I know the swamp is the banks that control Congress behind the scenes. All that dark money, yeah, that's where it comes from. And look what it buys. You want to look at it? There you go. I like to ask questions. I like to get factual answers. I like knowing that I can trust certain people to tell me the truth of what's going on. I've went down many rabbit holes. Personal picture here. That's Bobby Kennedy. You want answers? Read up on the man. Talk to the man. Get to know the man. See what he's about. Okay. Back to an example. This example comes from history, and this was a way it was finally registered in my brain about banks, wars, finances, taxes, just everything. So stick with me. Our country was divided before. Remember the Civil War? The war between the North and the South? Study the facts real good. I did. As the states took sides and sent troops out to fight, the North was commandeering the South ships that had gold, silver, and cargo. These ships were sold to England. Why? The banks. And this caused the eventual fall, worthlessness of the Confederate dollar. Now look at the world. It's divided, but it's the East versus the West. It's the US dollar versus the BRICS dollar. Is there any wonder all these countries were grabbing up gold and silver a couple of years ago? Whomever has the most backing them will win the war. But not until after many more lives will be lost and with much destruction. See, the value of a currency is based on oil now. You know, the petrodollar. The U.S. is headed towards a cashless society with baby steps. And this won't hurt the Federal Reserve. The dollar will never be backed by gold again in the USA. That would limit the country's money supply. The Federal Reserve would lose control of setting inflation rates and printing money. They don't actually print it anymore since becoming digitalized. You should read up on the Panic of 1819 to understand what life was like with the gold-backed dollar. Pumping oil has made many countries wealthy and made their allies strong. So I'm telling you, always have hard assets, gold, silver, even Bitcoin, just in case. Because if your dollar loses the war, that's all you will have. Just like the Confederate money. It'd be good for some wallpaper, that's about it. Or to start a fire. In life, we have to value the things we have. The things, I mean, that are paid for, that are ours. And be grateful for your friends and family. Those that you can turn to in a crisis. Prepare what you can as you can in life. Live below your means. I always tell everyone, save 20% of whatever your monthly income is. That'll put you in check, because you never know that 20%, once you save it up, is going to take care of an emergency in your life. Just also know that Jerome Powell says, depending on Black Friday sales, those will determine if we will have a recession next year. Personally, and with talking to friends in the know, I see a hard landing recession by next August, with Trump and his cabinet members coming into power. For your own benefit, read every appropriation bill and executive order so you and your family can be prepared. Know what's going on and prepare just in case. And please pray we don't go to war. I just hate the thought of going to war. I was hoping I'd be dead before there was ever another war. Well, I'm hoping and praying it don't land in this country. You got some people really ticked off. But remember, when you're looking at a war, you're not looking at the real events that are going on. Look behind the scenes. Have a great day. Love to all.